So guys, Peter Obi factor is making many Nigerian politicians to panic. Now, Arise TV analyst has come out to reveal that why we are seeing many defections is because many of these politicians are not sure of winning election and they are depending on federal might. They are depending on the influence Tinubu has got to bring on the table. So guys, which other influence if not the rigging influence? They want to depend on whatever strategy Tinubu wants to use for the next election to win their own election. That is why they are defecting. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at how this Arise TV analyst has exposed Nigerian politicians. Also, Arise TV crew member Rufai and Ojokwe, they've also discussed and analyzed Peter Obi's statement. Peter Obi came out to say that APC, the Tinubu's government, cannot capture Southeast. This is coming after the governor of Enugu State defected to the APC, and his reason is that he wants to be at the center so as to get the benefit of the center, just like the Delta State governor equally said when he defected. Also, Dire of Bayelsa has equally defected, and many of them are just running to the APC because they believe with Tinubu it will be easy for them to win the next election, or for whosoever they are going to impose on their people to win. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at this beautiful conversation where a Rise TV analyst is exposing Nigerian politicians that because they don't have anything to bring to the table, that is why they are all defecting, that they are afraid of who else if not Peter Obi. Don't forget that Fayose said the only opposition he knows now is Peter Obi. Now take a look at this.
It's the same playbook that's going on, and President Tinubu, I mean, you can give it to him, he's been a very good politician, working with all these governors who are tasty for what is at the center, and what's at the center is just simply the federal protection, federal might. They're thinking that if there's going to be a rigging at the center, from the center, it won't get to you. You will shore up your support. But how many of these governors are actually popular in their states? Because, I mean, some of them are also banking on Tinubu's credibility to be able to win their elections. It's because they are unsure of themselves, having governed for 4 years or 8 years. That's why they are running to the governing party. If not, I don't see any governor who's very popular who would want to say until they get to the center before they're able to. Are you not getting all your allocations that you're supposed to get? I mean, we run a federal system. Statutorily, the presidency cannot deny any governor of his or her monthly allocations. So what is making you to run to the center? To get what? In terms of projects, the president must, by law, spread projects across the whole country. And if you're a political party that's in the opposition, you can continue to build. If President Tinubu, then as governor in 2003, despite Obasanjo's political machinery, refused to go with Obasanjo in 2003, why are some of these governors, you know, especially like the South states, falling head over heels to get to the center? Well, it means our democracy, the state of health of our democracy right now needs to be probed, because it was never the intention of the founding fathers of our democratic practice for everybody to go the same way. If not, why did we all fight against the military? Because the military was a one-party state. We could have as well continued. So
and avoided elections.
Avoided elections. I mean, why do we even need to spend more money to run 2027 election if everybody is going? Let all the governors just decide to go to APC and we'll have one state, one party state, and go ahead.
Hopefully
but it won't even help the president.
You know, you have consistently said that it is not in the best interest of the president to have one party state.
It won't help.
How does
it's an implosion that is coming up ahead.
How does that work? Because the president will be happy to have more states under him. So how does that not work in his favor? Okay,
right now everybody is rushing to the APC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it could work for President Tinubu because he needs to come back. But what happens in 2031? All these same people who are rushing to the APC are the ones who are going to betray President Tinubu in 2031, when he would then want to impose his own candidate. And that's when they will play full-fledged politics with him. And we've seen this happening over time, especially incumbents. Yes, is it the right of the South to actually continue till 2031? Yes. You know, based on the way we play our politics, it actually works and all of that. But can these governors still remain in their parties and support President Tinubu if they want to do? Yes. We've seen that happening in the past when opposition governors would team up and deliver the president at the center.
If there are free, fair, and credible elections conducted in Nigeria, before 12 o'clock on election day, the defeat of Tinubu and his APC minions will be announced. APC does not like me saying this statement. They will go to the comment section on social media and abuse it, but I am insisting and saying it. If the president is very confident in his popularity, do free and fair election. You have been de facto governor of Lagos for the more than 20 years or 26 years and counting. Influence, popularity should be influenced. If you are the leader, you are the Jagaban of Lagos. Do you know that in 2023, people were physically beaten out of polling units in Lagos for looking like a certain tribe? Who is afraid of what? Why is President Tinubu not committing to free and fair elections? The only hope and confidence is in a compromised judiciary and a compromised INEC. What happened? What were the numbers? President Tinubu is the only person who won presidency by losing all major voting blocks. He lost his home state of Lagos. He lost Kanu. What happened in Rivers? Let us be honest to ourselves. We know what is... When people come out to boast and say this person cannot be beaten, he cannot be beaten through what? Through free and fair or through rigging. Let us make it clear. Let us make the statement to the end. He cannot lose. He cannot lose. Through what? Who they vote for him? Where are they? I beg you. Nigerians must put pressure on INEC. It is INEC that is the weapon fashion against you. Leave all this talk of grandstanding and... Do free and fair election. Then we know who popular. Shebi, you stood for Abiola, you believe in the MKO mandate. It was about free and fair election now. So now that you even honored his wife and gave her title of CFR and all of... So meaning you believed in democracy. So why do you Democrats not believe in free and fair election? Or Nigeria is the only democracy that is not ruled by Democrats? This is mischief of the highest level. Once you see a group of leaders like that, the citizens must wake up and insist. Let us pick our leaders. 2027, mount your guard and protect your votes. Calls for.
On the ongoing political reactions to the recent wave of gubernatorial defections from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress, while Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, has weighed in, specifically addressing defections from the Southeast region. Speaking to journalists in Abuja on Wednesday, Peter Obi firmly stated that the defection of governors does not translate to political control over the Southeast. The former Anambra State governor stressed that Nigeria operates a democracy, not a military regime, where states can be captured, emphasizing that political power ultimately rests with the people, not governors or senators. Let's take a look.
He must have taken his decision based on his own political views and calculations and everything. But as for, we're not in a military time when you capture people. You're a leader. You tend to do the right things for them to follow you. So I don't think anybody's captured anywhere. The government needs to do more if they want the people to support them. I've always been consistent on nnamdi Kanu's flight. There was no need for the arrest in the first place. And now that he has gone, because he's been to court, the rules should be followed. Not just for nnamdi Kanu, for all agitators across the nation.
All right. Peter Obi has remained consistent also with the nnamdi Kanu matter, because that's the last thing he said there. But you were there in Enugu State, and he specifically mentioned Peter Amba, saying that Peter Amba is his friend, and, you know, he might have defected for whatever reason he did. I'd like for you to share with us your experience specifically in Enugu with that media chat, and also the fact that Peter Obi is saying it is not governors, nor senators, it is the people that will determine who will lead us. Your thoughts?
Right. Well, there's so much to take away, but let's begin with Peter Mba's defection and the media chat. And, you know, he maintains that this has got nothing to do with being bullied or threatened by the ruling party, but it's got to do with failures within the PDP itself to honor the role and the position of the Southeast. And, of course, we know the history around that and that role of National Secretary and Ude Okoye and all that transpired. The ultimatum had been issued, and I guess they just had to make good on that threat that they had made, that the Southeast was not feeling honored and respected within the PDP. And now what's also important to note is, of course, the fact that if if you know there's so much contention around the role of the National Secretary, Oji, what's the guarantee that whoever is installed as National Secretary after the convention is going to be somebody who's going to allow all of these candidates, all of these people to be able to sign off on their nominations and their candidacy? It all hangs in the balance. So it seems like it was a strategic move to escape, any type of, shall I call it, controversy or potential sabotage that might happen within the PDP. The other question is, well, why APC? Why not APGA, for example? Those are some of the questions that remained a little bit unanswered in the media chat because he seemed to prefer to focus on governance. And I don't blame him for doing that because to the point being made by Peter Obi, if we look at the last election, the Southeast was obedient. No, there was no Labour Party governor, but the Southeast was largely obedient. So I think it goes to show you that in 2027, is there a guarantee that the Southeast will vote for Tinubu? I don't know. That hangs in the balance because the Southeast have shown us in 2023 that they vote for who they want and who they choose to, no matter who their governor is, no matter what the structures in their states say. Right. So I think that it is valid. Peter Obi, somebody who benefited from what he's talking about. So yes. I think he's the right person who can actually speak on this because he was a beneficiary of it. Okay. And now I think the attention should turn to our electoral reforms so that people's votes can truly count.
People's votes must count at this time around. Let's now turn our attention to a controversial development. As a former mayor of Blanco, Texas, Mike Arnold has accused former presidential aide Reno Omokri of being a pathological, habitual, calculating, self-serving liar, alleging that he was deceived and manipulated by Omokri during their personal and professional encounters. The allegations have sparked significant attention on social media platforms. Well, Arnold made the allegation in a lengthy post on X, recounting his experience with Omokri in Kenya, Texas, and Nigeria. The accusations include claims about fabricated luxury car ownership, unfulfilled promises of high-level meetings, and misrepresentation of Arnold's identity during media appearances. Among the specific allegations, Arnold claimed Omokri promised meetings with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, and the Sultan of Sokoto during a recent trip to Nigeria, but none materialized. He also alleged on live television Omokri falsely called him the current mayor of Blanco, Texas, and claimed he's a personal friend of Ted Cruz, both of which Arnold denies. Most seriously, Arnold accused Omokri of downplaying violence against Christians in Nigeria. Let's take a look.
I am going to quote, not a journalist, but an authority apparently. How to identify a hypocrite. Their voice is so loud, condemning injustice against Muslims in USA, yet very silent in condemning genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And that person that said that a couple years ago was Reno Omokri, and he's multiple tweets like that. He made this a very big issue about Christian genocide in Nigeria not that long ago. And according to all the observers and all the organizations and watchdogs, they say it has not improved, that the death toll is higher. So I don't know what's dramatically changed, that he was adamantly, repeatedly calling it a Christian genocide in Nigeria. The only thing I know that's changed is the administration and his employer. So.
Wow, this story has gone viral. I mean, Reno Omokri went on to say that, he doesn't have an employer, but I'll take some reactions on X. This is from Mayor of Crypto, who wrote, "You never had any problems with Reno till he spoke the truth that there is no genocide against Christians in Nigeria. This is the problem with over religious folks. You are tearing another man down just because he disagrees with you." Well, Murphy wrote, "I took my time to read your message," that is to Arnold, "from top to bottom, and honestly, you are spot on. Reno has proven time and again to be the perfect example of a two-faced individual. One minute he's preaching morals, the next he's defending the indefensible. He talks from every side of his mouth, bending his narrative to whatever benefits him at the moment. You simply can't take him seriously. He stands for nothing unless it feeds his ego or political bias. Well, Reno Omokri was on our nightly news program, Newsnight, where he described Arnold as the current mayor of Blanco, Texas, and dismissed claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria as ludicrous, while acknowledging that killings are occurring across both Christian and Muslim communities. Let's take a look before we come back to discuss.
I was able to get Mayor Mike Arnold, a Republican elected mayor from the state of Texas, who is personally friends with Senator Ted Cruz and Gregory Abbott, and also an associate with President Trump. And I invited him over to Nigeria for fact-finding. Not just him, I invited also a filmmaker. I wanted them to see for themselves. So I invited these two gentlemen here, and before they came, they briefed Senator Ted Cruz and Congressman Chip Roy, and they're here. This whole idea of a Christian genocide in Nigeria is ludicrous. Yes, there are killings of Christians in Nigeria, and anybody who denies that will be, frankly, a dishonest person. But then, there are also killings going on in the Muslim arena. I mean, I hate to say this, but only recently we had killings at a mosque in Katsina. We had killings at another mosque in Zamfara. And if you have these terrorists go to a state like Benue and they hit people there, obviously most of the victims will be Christians. Why? Because Benue is a Christian-dominated state. If they hit in Zamfara, most of the victims will be Muslims. So there's no Christian genocide, and to prove it, I've invited this gentleman for fact-finding.
Right.
All right. I mean, Reno Omokri there is also stressing the claims of the federal government, saying that, there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. These terrorists attack Muslims, and mosques have been burnt as well as churches. Muslims have been killed. And he also had, the imam there as well. But your thoughts on all of the conversations so far, especially on social media and from the current mayor of I know he's not. Of course, I'm making a joke. And from the current mayor of Blanco, as Reno Omokri has alleged, this guy has come to say, listen, this man is talking with two sides of his mouth. He even posted videos, pictures, and a picture of Reno Omokri saying that, I think he visited him sometime in Texas, and then he posted his Rolls Royce or something like that. Your thoughts?
That was his.
On fire.
That was his friend's vintage car that he claimed he
vintage
posted.
Car. We had that picture.
Every water, he prepares a table before me. Yeah. Okay, moving on. See, as regards this conversation of genocide, I have always been of the view, and this is my view, that across religious lines, across Nigerians generally, people are being killed. All right? And the fact that people are being killed is even a sad indictment on Nigeria as a country. So rather than us trying to go and lobby, we should be crying in shame that Nigerians are being slaughtered. Christians, Muslims. In Christian communities, yes, there's been heavy killings. You remember what happened in the community in Jos around last Christmas? Yeah. Heavy killings. Second point, you called somebody for a fact-finding mission. The person gave a report of a fact-finding mission. Why are we disagreeing? A day before, in the television, you said that these people were brought in for a fact-finding mission. They have given their report. Why are we disagreeing? If Mayor Blanco said, based on his fact-finding, he's written a report that he saw Christian genocide over the years, that's the report of the committee that you set up for fact-finding mission. I don't know when we started doing fact-finding mission in Nigeria for something that is happening in America, or is it because we want to go and send the likes of Mayor Blanco that he says friend to Ted Cruz? I'm not sure he's that close to Ted Cruz. I'm not sure he's that close to associate of Trump. So why are we disagreeing with the fact-finding mission? That's the part I don't even understand here. And you see these attempts to play politics with the blood of human beings. Let's be careful. Human blood, and that's why I was quick to speak yesterday about the pardon. Human blood is not what we can play propaganda with. Please, when we are doing propaganda, when lives are involved, please, let's just move away from propaganda about human blood. Because the blood will ask questions. And we should be very careful. So I don't see anything Mayor Arnold has done by exposing the report of his fact-finding mission. You brought him in to do fact-finding. He said he has evidence. He has released all the evidence. And this has even complicated Nigerian government's matter. So if these people were brought in by those close to the government, this is an own goal. Just like one of my friends will say, "Oh, take back penalty, Lord, throwing again." Own goal.
All right.
So please, with due respect,
yes,
what we should now do is to focus on the killings that is going on.
This is the point.
And how we can bring resolution. And people should stop all of this propaganda. If they want to go and meet with their American authorities and plead their own case, they should go ahead and do it. But all of this shenanigans on our national TV, see, for the second part, a lot of people want me to talk about as regards they lie to me, they don't lie to me.
Okay, the argument between both of them.
When Mayor Arnold and Reno Omokri were enjoying themselves,
yes,
and visiting each other's homes and hosting each other,
going to Kenya and all this.
I was not there.
Yes.
When they were inviting each other for birthday, I was not there. Their matter, it doesn't concern me. Right. It's because things are not good amongst them. That's why we are hearing the truth. Yeah. When it's not that when the mayor came into Nigeria and they invited him, he called me to tell me that I'm here. That's their personal matter.
All right.
The matter that concerns me,
yes,
it's a national matter. Don't do propaganda on the bloods of people.
This is it.
Let's say it the way it is.
Yes, but Reno Omokri has said that he doesn't have an employer as well. All right, a quick comment because I wanted
a quick comment because let me go where Rufai doesn't want to go to.
Okay.
And I say that because it's important we call out things like this. What Mike Arnold has done by revealing some of the lies that have been told by Reno Omokri, according to him, over the years with pictures, is that he has also revealed to the fact that he's not a man of integrity. Okay. And also, when that happens, is that it discredits the person, especially what you stand for and what you say. I say this because Reno Omokri is known to be very vocal about matters in Nigeria, about personalities in Nigeria. He has been accused, silently in different quarters as being, oh, okay, you play for this side. Many people, when it comes to politics, can change the direction of their view. But when you come with concrete, it doesn't speak very well of the integrity of a man who, in many cases, wants to speak up for issues that are pertinent to Nigerians. And I think it's important to highlight that fact. When your words or your actions have been discredited in such a bold and public manner, it means that in the future, people cannot take your words seriously. It means that when you speak up, and that's why we talk about people who are supporting this administration and government and saying many things, it means that the next time he posts an X that goes viral, you take it with a pinch of salt. It means that sometimes when because your antecedents can qualify what or how we believe what you say in the future. Right. And this is it's hurting because he's also been a big advocate of discrediting the words of the US saying that Nigeria Christian genocide is happening. So what does it mean? It means we want to take a closer look actually and think, if you've been lying about a lot of things in the past, why should we take you seriously and why should we believe what you're saying now? And I think he owes an apology to many of his followers that he deceived in the cause of misrepresenting himself with Mr. Mike Arnold. This is what happens when you're not playing with just Nigerians. If you're doing international propaganda, you have to be very careful because when it's time, they will bring receipts and they'll discredit everything that you have done that is not correct.
Fire on fire. Well, all right. We're now turning to concerns raised by a member of the public regarding the quality of materials being used for a federal road construction project on the Ore-Akure Road. The individual has called for immediate attention to what he described as substandard materials, allegedly compromising the project's integrity and durability. In a video that has now gone viral, the individual claims that after the project began with the proper steel reinforcement, builders improperly switched to a lightweight wire guard, which he estimated to be less than 10 millimeters thick, for a stretch of over 1 kilometer in the middle of the roadway. Let's take a look.
Attention, look at the road they are doing already. Ondo or to Ondo. They are supposed to put silo. They are putting wire gauge. We have called your attention to it. Look at it. Wire gauge for almost more than 1 kilometer. See, they put steel in the beginning. At the middle of it, they use wire gauge. This wire gauge is less than 10 mm. Look at it on a federal road. Well, we have done our own social responsibility. Thank you.
Well, in response, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, clarified the design specifications, defending the use of different materials for various sections of the road project. Well, according to the minister, the main carriageway is constructed with rods and concrete, while the road shoulders uses concrete with BRC, which are rods of smaller sizes. The minister emphasized that this is an intentional design choice, not a compromise on quality. The minister explained that different roads require different designs with corresponding costs and assured the public that this particular design specification is engineered to last between 50 to 100 years. I mean, I think this minister's response underscores, the importance of understanding engineering specifications before, raising alarm. We've seen these sort of videos online about construction, standards, while he's also demonstrating the government responsiveness to the public concerns about infrastructure projects. I love this sort of response, and he responded right away. Meanwhile, Minister David Umahi and the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who were recently engaged in a public disagreement over the cost per kilometer of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, met and exchanged pleasantries on Wednesday at the 90th birthday Thanksgiving service of Chief Victoria Olaitan Abiodun, mother of Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, held at St. James Anglican Church, Ikperu Remo. The high-profile event brought together numerous dignitaries to celebrate the non-Nigerians' milestone.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. I'm so happy that people understand what we are into in this Nigeria. Now, you must have heard that INEC, Senate has already confirmed Amiputan as INEC chairman. You know the Tinubu's way. Everything is rush. But guess what? Don't forget that 1,000 lawyers, came out to say they don't want Amiputan to become Amupitan, to become the next INEC chairman, because he is already in agreement with Tinubu. He's one of those who defended Tinubu and the APC in the last election. So how come he is still going to be the one to head INEC? So guys, there is no cleanness in Nigerian politics. Sometimes somebody like me, there are days I'll just wake up, I'm like, why am I even doing videos on politics? Because it's not the most fun thing to do on the internet. I mean, talking about Nigeria, because there's no good story. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll just feel so discouraged. Why should I even just keep talking about this Nigerian politics, seeing the fact that there's no improvement? You can see from the glitch we had last year, possibly more glitches are going to be occurring this year, for the fact that, we have an INEC chairman that is said to have defended the sitting president, the sitting government, the ruling political party in Nigeria. Is now the INEC chairman. Who tells you, or who told you he will not want to work in favor of the family that he belongs to? Anyway, guys, let's move to another headline. This is a headline on the Twitter space that says, breaking news, the IMF has just revealed that Nigeria is not among Africa's 5 growing economies, as countries such as Benin Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Uganda continue to lead the continent's growth trajectory in the world. Hey, can you imagine Benin Republic, hey, Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, and Rwanda, Uganda continue to lead the continent's growth trajectory in the world. This is coming at a time when Ben Bruce was on channels Arise TV, and he said that Tinubu is working. That Tinubu's policies are good, they are friendly. You see this IMF will still be the one to buy them, will still be the one to finish them, will still be the one to praise them, will still be the one to hail them. Now Nigeria falls behind Benin Republic, like all this Togo. I think that's where Benin Republic falls in. All these places. Ethiopia, can you imagine Ethiopia? These people don't have the kind of oil we have. You talk of Rwanda, you talk of Uganda. Can you imagine? These ones are Ivory Coast. These ones are doing better than Nigeria. So guys, Ivory Coast, I think that's Cote d'Ivoire. You know, that is the where we are. So Nigeria is no longer giant of Africa. The APC just came to destroy this country. You see, security-wise, we are not there. There's no peace, hunger, calamity, all kinds of things befalling people in Nigeria because of desperate people came into power, hijacked leadership. Look at the direction the APC is taking Nigeria to. It's really, really sad. And we still have people who will come out to hail them, Nigerian youths who will come out to hail them. Now, let's take a look at some of these reactions from Nigerians. Don't forget that most of the statistics they've been pulling out are not, Nigerians are not agreeing with those statistics. They'll come and tell you unemployment is down for where. They'll tell you that inflation is down for where. They'll tell you all kinds of data that they keep releasing just for their political gain, not really to favor the people. Now, let's see how Nigerians are reacting to this. This person says, we already know, giant of Africa in the mud. We are giants of borrowers of Africa. That's what this person is saying. And this other person saying his political genius, APC is winning Southeast, but his reform, they spoil your present and future well-being. He's a political genius. APC is winning Southeast. Can you imagine? Their own is just to win election. They will soon come for you now. APC is a terrorist organization. This person is trying to quote what Canada quoted. And now this other person here said Nigeria is begging IMF. IMF will release the banga on them. We'll give them carrots. And we use it to shoot them. Oh, God. What do you go? What do you go? Now, this person say, how Nigeria go take grow with all this IMF loan trap? How would they grow with all the IMF trap? IMF and World Bank, they keep giving us loan that we cannot show anything for it. It's really, 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 really so sad, you know? Now, they are growing economy led by Yoruba currently. IMF got it wrong. This other person here say, you can just get anywhere with this nonsense. You can't just get anywhere with this nonsense anyway. So, Nigerians are reacting. This person say, how can Nigeria grow with property demolition? Hey, terrorism and insecurity, gridlock and corruption at ports with few functioning ports, election fraud, lack of power supply, running water, lack of power supply, running water, fuel, none likely to be fixed anytime soon. I think this makes sense. How can the country grow with all this property demolition? Hey, demolition, property demolition. Oh, there you go. This person, Nigeria was the fastest growing economy even before Jonathan removed fuel subsidy when these fools came out to protest. Now that fuel subsidy is gone and APC claim there is huge saving with poverty. Why poverty has now skyrocketed under APC, these fools have all gone silent. This person said the same IMF that praised subsidy removal and fix and FX reform now uses short-term pain to judge growth. Real reform doesn't show up in 1 year. It's a build foundation. It builds foundation. Let's talk again in 2026 when the result of discipline starts showing. Okay. So apparently the usual suspects smuggled in the name of Nigeria. Nigeria was listed as one of the fastest economy in 2015. We really fell behind. Hey, Nigeria listed as one of the fastest growing economy for 2015. Now, other countries have, overpassed us. In the world, though, Nigeria was among, in the entire world, China, Qatar, Nigeria, Iraq, and Bangladesh. Can you imagine? In 2015, fastest growing in 2015. Now, we are not even among the first 5 in Africa. This is sad to see, honestly. It's really, really so sad. This one says, understandable, you don't heal an economy that has been structurally comatose for over a decade overnight. Nigeria's fundamentals were wrecked by years of rent seeking, fiscal indiscipline, multiple exchange rate, and artificial subsidy that strangled productivity. And this person went ahead to say, what we are seeing now isn't cosmetic growth, it's painful fundamental correction. The distortion are being peeled away, inflation will settle, and production incentive will kick in. Sustain policy discipline to just... The worst part is that we are not seeing investors coming. People should talk about investors not coming. Because if investors are coming, they will be releasing money into the economy and then there will be jobs and all that. IMF will drive Nigeria to oblivion. They dictate policies, lend money and wait for results like its economic experiment. Puppet president with no mind of their own gets caught up while the people pay the price. Nigeria is being targeted. And this one, they tell us waiting the visible, even to the blind and loud to the deaf. We are aware APC and Tinubu government is a cancer that will kill Nigeria and its citizens. This one is banger. What do you expect when a man who is supposed to be a motor park chairman is a president? One man in Aso Rock is chasing out while his paid online urchins are defending his evil. Can one tell us what that yacht Tinubu borrowed to buy has even been used for? Nigeria is doomed under APC leadership. But well, Napita will be because he is alive. Why? Comparing Nigeria with other small African countries is prohibited. All I know is that the country is better than before it was taken over from the past regime of late Buhari. I'm not APC. I'm saying what I experienced. The government may be rough, but better. Nigeria is among the living citizens of Africa. Who is talking about economic growth? Nigeria is among the living citizens of Africa. Who is talking about economic growth? We are living life like others. We are living in the graveyard where always you don't know the day. If you don't know the day will break up with you, it's either armed robbery in neighborhood or kidnapping at highways. Chai. This person says APC is like a moving one-chance vehicle. I traveled Lagos to Auchi, Edo State lately. Trip time from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. The roads are death traps. APC is a disgrace. Nigerian politicians have the heart of the devil. How do they sleep at night? Jesus. How do they sleep at night? Hey. Ordinary cooking gas is out of reach for the masses. The money we use in buying 12.5 kg is now what we use in buying 1 kg. It's deadly and killing, and we have gas in Nigeria. Hey, Papa. There you go. Even with our mass population, we still can't make advantage of it, honestly. Every leader that has ruled Nigeria from so-called independence and democracy should be ashamed. If Nigeria is a nation that relies on accountability, then their offspring should never assume leadership again. If Nigeria is a nation that relies on, yes, their children will never come to power. But now, see them when they are living, they put their IMF. Stop praising Nigeria since we are not owing them anymore. The World Bank is now praising us because they are now our lender. APC will destroy Nigeria if we don't kick them out. I beg, where Reno, this serial liar, Deo, and the Baba, where they always spill nonsense. I know they will deny this too. Okay, I know they will deny this too. Say bad economy reform is effective. Useless Agbayas. Anytime IMF release a certain statistics, I just laugh. So guys, I'm going to stop it there, but you can see many Nigerians are like this person say, is the country productive or dependent? What do we do or manufacture that will make us to be among African countries that are growing economy with the caliber of cluelessness, directionless and shameless human governing the country affair? Nigeria has since lost its glory sadly. IMF, you people knew it, but you keep lending billions of dollars to government. So what's the point telling the citizens you lend openly and collect commission through backdoor? IMF is among dragging Nigeria backward. So keep your thoughts to yourself. They have to say, they have to publish. If you don't want their money, don't ask. They don't force their money on you. You go and ask, they give you. That's honestly embarrassing for a country with Nigeria's size, population, resources. We should be lending or leading that list, not watching from the sideline while smaller nations keep outpacing us. It says a lot about how much our economic priorities have been misplaced. Shebi if Peter Obi talk, had it been Peter Obi that came out to say this, they will say, Mr. Trader, what did you do for Anambra? What did you do for Anambra? Tinubu no care about your country growth. Now all this the ballet way in they get from Nigeria, in one they maintain by all costs. Nigeria no send your papa. You see, Tinubu does not care. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.